The Tsonga language is a southern African Bantu language spoken by the Tsonga people. It was officially created in 1875 at the Valdezia mission station and Elim Waterval mission station by two Swiss missionaries, Reverend Paul Berthoud and Reverend Ernest Creux. They combined various East Coast dialects, such as Xigwamba, XiNkuna, Xihlengwe, XiTembe, XiValoyi, XiNyembani, Xitswa, XiRonga, and XiChopi. The Swiss missionaries blended all these East Coast dialects into one and formed one super language, which they called Thonga, but later modified it and renamed Xitsonga. The Swiss missionaries refused to recognize XiRonga as independent languages from Xitsonga because, according to them, XiRonga are 99% related to Xitsonga. At Valdezia mission station and the Elim mission station, XiRonga were swallowed, incorporated and disappeared into Xitsonga. But in Mozambique, XiRonga and Xitsonga are regarded as independent languages. The only differences between XiRonga and Xitsonga in Mozambique is that Ronga and XiRonga are highly influenced by the Portuguese languages Maputo and Matola of the homelands of the Ronga and XiRonga people, while the homelands of Xitsonga speakers in Mozambique starts 75 kilometers north of Maputo. Yet Xitsonga, XiRonga are 99% similar to each other, and it is difficult for a non-Xitsonga speaker to see a difference between the three dialects. Etymology. The name Tsonga is the root of Xitsonga, Mutsonga, Vatsonga, etc. In the language of the Vatsonga themselves, the root never appears by itself. It is Tsonga for the ease and accessibility of the wider international community. As for the origins of the name, there are three theories. The first states that Tsonga is another pronunciation for Dzonga, which means south, and also the name of one of the dialects of Xitsonga. The second theory is that it comes from Thonga, the Zulu way of saying slave. Why the people would be called slaves is unclear. The other Zulu explanation is that Zulu people have difficulty pronouncing R, thus their R tends to be L. However, RH in Tsonga becomes TH in Zulu. An example is Ruma becomes Thuma. The third and most accepted is that it is another pronunciation for Ronga, the root for the word Xironga, for east of the direction where the sun rises. Xironga also means morning in Xitsonga. Ronga is one of the Tsonga languages. The physical evidence of most Tsonga people residing along the eastern coast of Africa in the south, extending inland in a westward direction, makes this explanation especially inviting. Languages and dialects. Tsonga people and languages are Chopi, Xigwamba, and Dau, Ronga, Thonga, and Tswa. Among these languages, three language groups can be identified. These are S50, S60, and Dau language, currently falling under the Shona group. In total there are 6 recognized languages. Chope group Chopi dialects are Kopi, Kambani, Lamwe, Lengi, Ndong and Thonga. Thonga. Ndau group Ndau dialects are Changup, Danda, Dondo, Govra, Ndau, and Tswa. Ronga group Ronga dialects are Kalangup, Kont, Putru, and Song. Xigwamba dialects are Bila, Changana, Jonga, Langanu, Lave, Kand, Kosa, Luleki, Nwalungu, Numa, Tsonga, Valori, Xika, and Zonga. Tswa dialects are Dazibi, Dzonga, Tishwa, Xihlengwe, Kambani, Makwakwe, Kambani, Mandla, Ndx Hong, and Nhayi. Some dialects are subdialects but have been mentioned here for completeness. For example, Valori and Luleki comprise the Nwalungu dialect. There is no Xigwamba dialect, as Xigwamba is another name for Xitsonga itself. Formerly Xitsonga has been called Xigwamba. Tswa dialects not considered part of the family include Polana. It has been said that the two dialects that unite all Tswa languages are XiNkuna and Xhosa. For language of the various languages and dialects may use one or more of the prefixes by I, ci, gi, ici, ki, ma, chi, she, txi, Virginia, wa, and she. For people of they use either ba or Virginia. It is to be noted that the current standard language was largely based on the Tsonga dialect, thus languages like Kopi, Thonga and Ndau divert further. Official status. Tsonga is an official language in South Africa. It has been suggested to be made official in Zimbabwe according to the new constitution. All Tswa languages are recognized in Mozambique. It is not official in Swaziland. Phonology. Tsonga has a distinction between modal and breathy voiced consonants, b, v, d, dz, d, versus b, v, d, dz, d, among the obstruents, and per meter, nn, r, w, versus per meter, nn, r, j, with among the sonorants. Unlike some of the Nguni languages, Tsonga has very few words with click consonants, and these vary in place between dental and post-alveolar. Examples are ngq-ondo, gq-ok at guga, rikingo, kichi, kamba, mugkivela. Tsonga also has whistled sibilants similar to Shona, sw, sv, tsw, tsv, dzw, dzv. Grammar. The grammar is generally typical of Bantu languages with a subject-verb-object order. The structure changes to subject-object-verb when addressing another person. Tense is present tense. The present tense is formed by simply using the personal pronoun along with the verb. Ndz I lava mali, I want money. Hi diro siku hinkwaro, we work all day. Me lava mani. Who are you looking for? Yuko taku famba s, he knows how to walk. Present progressive. Generally, to indicate ongoing actions in the present, one takes the personal pronoun, drops the I, and adds a. Ndz digana ndl winnie, I'm entering the house. Hadira sweswi, we are working right now. Mahemba, you are lying. Wahemba, you are lying. Wahemba s, he is lying. With the plural Virginia, there is no difference. Thus, Virginia Hemba equals they lie and they're lying. Past tense. This is for in one of three ways, depending on the word. Generally, one drops the a from the verb and adds the prefix il. Ndz I ninil ndl winnie, I entered the house. Hitir il siku hinkwaro, we worked all day. You hembal, you lied. You hembal s, he lied. Virginia hembal, they lied. With verbs that end with ala in the past change to eli or ale. Ku rivala, to forget. Ndz I rival, I forgot. You rival, you forgot. Virginia rival, they forgot. Ku nyamalala, to disappear. You nyamalarial s, he disappeared. Words used to describe a state of being also use the past tense. Ku kahala, to be tired. Ndz I kahel, I am tired. You kahel s, he is tired. Virginia kahel, they are tired. In many cases, merely changing the last a in the verb to an e indicates past action. Ku afika, to arrive. You Xitolo s, he arrived yesterday. Ndz I Xitolo, I arrived yesterday. Hitiri siku hinkwaro, we worked all day. Ndz I ninndl winnie, I entered the house. Future tense. This is formed by the adding ta in between the personal pronoun and the verb. Ndz I targana ndl winnie, I will enter the house. Hi tartiro siku hinkwaro, we will work all day. Virginia tartiro siku hinkwaro, they will work all day. Me tartiro siku hinkwaro, you'll work all day. Noun classes. Tsonga has several classes, much like other Bantu languages, which are learned through memorization mostly. These are personal pronouns. Personal pronouns in Tsonga are very similar to those of many other Bantu languages, with a few variations. These may be classified as first person, second person, and third person. They are also classified by grammatical number, i.e., singular and plural. There is no distinction between subject and object. Each pronoun has a corresponding concord or agreement morpheme. Verbs. All verbs have the prefix ku and end with an a in the infinitive, with a couple of exceptions. The main exception to this is the verb kuri, to say. It corresponds to t in many other Bantu languages. Examples of its usage include uriyini, what do you say, ndiza dirikana wina, I say to you all. In many instances the re is often omitted, and thus ku on its own can also mean say. Virginia re ndiza de panga, they say I'm crazy. Virginia re-uni, what do they say? Proverbs. Like many other languages, Xitsonga has many proverbs. These appear in different classes. They appear in a group of animals, trees and people. Numerals. Months of the year. Vocabulary. Xitsonga, like many other African languages, have been influenced by various European colonial languages. Xitsonga includes words borrowed from English, Afrikaans, and Portuguese. Also, because of the influence of other more dominant neighboring languages, Xitsonga has taken some words, especially click words, from isiZulu. Actually, it's words borrowed from English. Televixini, television. Radio, Zichulu, chair, wachi, watch, mover, car, sokisi, socks, nalazi, glass, bliloko, clock, Maisipala, municipal, makia, swikia, keys. Words borrowed from Afrikaans. Lekere, sweets. Faciteer, window, lepala, spoon, creek, church, barukus, trousers. Domus, idiot, tafula, table, zipukus, ghost. Words borrowed from isiZulu. Rigging ho, phone. Kukwanda, to head towards. Kujichina, to end. Kuzama, to try. Writing system. Xitsonga Latin alphabet. Xitsonga uses the Latin alphabet. However, certain sounds are spelled using a combination of letters, which either do not exist in Indo-European languages, or may be meant to distinguish the language somewhat. An example of this is the letter X taken from Portuguese orthography, which is pronounced. Therefore, the following words, shusha, shikolo, shilo, are written in Tsonga as zuksa, zekolo, and zilo. Other spelling differences include the letter C, which is pronounced T. However, where the emphasis of a word is on the following vowel, the letter is hardened by adding H. Thus the Tsonga word hava, a sound equivalent to the Welsh hl, is written HL in Tsonga, e.g. Langana, Lazela, Lika. A whistling sound common in the language is written SW or SV in Zimbabwean Shishona. This sound actually belongs to the XSW class within the language, e.g. Sweswi, Zilo, Swilo, Zekolo, Swikolo. Xigwamba. Another whistling sound is spelled dy, but it has no English equivalent, the closest being the doctor sound in the English word drive. Xitsonga has been standardized as a written language. However, there are many dialects within the language that may not pronounce words as written. For example, the Tsonga Bible uses the word biela pronounced bwela. However, a large group of speakers would say dzvela instead. The Lord's Prayer is written in the Xitsonga Bible Xihlengwe XiMipfulilo. The Sintu writing system is of Akusolamvus Dtama Dinoko, also known technically in Xitsonga as Xihlengwe XiMipfulilo, is used for all Xitsonga varieties. The class 7/8 noun pairs above are represented as follows.